The event will run from 6:30 to 8 p.m. and will be hosted in English, but there will be time for a Q&A hosted in both English and French. And now, your feature story. Susie Andrews, like many folks last week, was celebrating. She was celebrating her students convocating and the many exemplary recipients of the Grace Annie Lockhart Sesquicentennial Pin. She was also celebrating her own two interrelated accomplishments. This year marked 25 years since she first graduated from Mount Allison University. And this year she was also the recipient of the Paul Paré Medal of Excellence, an annual award recognizing exceptional teaching, research, scholarship, and service at Mount Allison University. When asked what it means to receive both from the institution she says made her who she is today, Andrews paused for almost 5 seconds before answering.
To have been honored with the Paul Paré Medal this year, the 25 years after, astonishingly, I graduated from Mount Allison University, was moving in ways that I never would have imagined. I did not imagine being a professor when I arrived here. I never imagined I would be so fortunate as to be able to come back and build my career here and live my life in this place. And I give you my word, had not Dr. Lauren Beck so generously just said, may I put your name forward for this medal, I certainly would not have thought. That was not something on my radar, and I simply was very surprised to be recognized in this way.
Andrews graduated in 2001 and joined the faculty in the 2011-2012 academic year. She is currently a faculty member of the Visual and Material Culture Studies program, where she is also a student advisor, helping students identify pathways forward in their major, minor, and certificate programs. She also lives in Sackville with her husband, children, and 2 dogs. A self-described scholar of stories, Andrews is interested in what storytelling has done and continues to do for us as individuals and as community members. Some of her earliest work looked at stories from a sacred Buddhist site in China, Mount Wutai, and the importance they held for folks living in the Buddhist world over the last 1,500 years. That meant lots of travel and collaboration with people in East Asia. That was until COVID happened. Then she discovered that who she was as a researcher and who she was as a parent were more related than she had ever thought.
And so at a time when exploring stories and how they mattered in contemporary China, Korea, Japan was no longer possible in real time, when doing that history was incredibly challenging, I turned to the picture books all around me and started to wonder about how do stories that mattered so long ago continue to be important today. And that line of exploration, to be honest, broke my heart open.
What came out of that was Together Time, a literacy program established in 2021 that Andrews co-directs with fellow Mount Allison professor Kira Galloway and Mount Allison-based Canada Research Chair Jill Rourke. The program is meant to foster curiosity and a love of learning by bringing together Mount A undergrads and children at 12 preschools and elementary schools in southeastern New Brunswick and Cumberland County, Nova Scotia. The basic version is that Andrews and the team prepare story sacks, themed bags full of picture books, puzzles, games, and toys, all meant to reinforce one another. But since it's launched, it has also changed, she says.
It's become about lunches, so much ice cream in our Jennings Meal Hall with the incredible humans here on our campus who welcome with us these children to be part of our Maunay community. And it's also become about our generous partners, most recently in Advocate Harbor, who are welcoming us that way, and Oxford, Nova Scotia, and of course right here at home, York Street Children's Center, who welcome our Maunay learners into their educational spaces.
Andrews' current research explores an educator who lived in the San Francisco Bay Area in the 70s and 80s, Etsuko Steinmetz. Steinmetz is someone who Andrews finds inspiring and who influences how she approaches learning and teaching. In the coming weeks, Andrew will also be traveling with a team, including educators from Dorchester Consolidated School and Sackville Play School, Inc., to Japan and some of the other places that have been so important for her learning, to explore how stories of compassion matter in different times and places around the world. There were also 5 other faculty members recognized with Paul Paré Excellence Awards: Fiona Black, Religious Studies and Community Engaged Learning; Nancy Garand, Psychology; Mario Levesque, Politics and International Relations; Catherine Lovekin, Physics; and Margaret Ellen Messinger, Mathematics and Computer Science. As always, head to chmafm.com to follow these and other stories from your community. And if you have any news, tips, or ideas, email news@chmafm.com. I'm Mike Robar with your local CHMA News from Tantramar.
Hi, I'm Leah from Bellare Amore, and you're listening to CHMA.
And here's your CHMA Atlantic update. Gas prices across the Maritimes remained high over the long weekend. In the Halifax area, the minimum regular gas price is $1.96. In New Brunswick, the maximum allowed price by regulators hit $2.02, and in Prince Edward Island, the minimum price hit $2.04. Cineplex is adding more showings for a Made in Nova Scotia movie, as the demand for the indie film Little Lorraine continues across eastern Canada. The fictional movie is about how a Cape Breton town became home to a drug smuggling ring. It was loosely inspired by true stories of local Nova Scotia fishermen transporting drugs in the 80s and 90s. The number of accidents involving transport trucks in Newfoundland and Labrador is up after a harsh winter season. RCMP say they responded to 106 traffic incidents involving commercial tractor trailers between November and March. Police say that's up from the previous year. Trucking experts say some companies push their drivers to keep going in bad weather, causing accidents. Poley Mountain Ski Hill in southern New Brunswick is set to expand. The Sussex area hill has just acquired 44 hectares of new land adjacent to its current property. Poley Mountain is considering adding a spa, hotel, and rental cabins, among other ideas. Jill Wood, a board member of Recreation New Brunswick, says the expansion will help drive up tourism in the area. The Halifax Thunderbirds will try to fend off defeat in the National Lacrosse League final today. The Thunderbirds lost to the Toronto Rock by 2 points in Hamilton on Friday. Fans are hoping the Thunderbirds bring the lacrosse championship to Halifax for the first time. The Thunderbirds need to win the next 2 games in the best-of-3 series to win the title. And that has been your CHMA Atlantic Update.
Hola, soy Andy, mejor conocido como Panda Mesh, y estás escuchando CHMA 106.9 FM en Sackville, New Brunswick.
And now for the weather. Today we're looking at mainly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers early in the morning and a 60% chance of showers late in the afternoon. There's risk of a thunder shower late in the afternoon with a high of 24 except for 15 along parts of the coast. There will also be a UV index of 8 or very high. At night, cloudy skies with a 60% chance of showers in the evening with risk of a thunder shower and a low of 13. On Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud with a 60% chance of showers and a high of 30. At night, cloudy periods with a 60% chance of showers and a low of +5. On Thursday, sunny skies with a high of 14, then clear skies at night with a low of +2. On Friday, sunny skies with a high of 18, then clear skies at night with a low of +2. On Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 16, then cloudy periods at night with a low of +5. Finally, on Sunday, cloudy skies with a high of 16. And that has been the weather.
Life's like Canadian football, you don't get many chances.
Hi, I am Henry Adams Feck, and you are listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick.
Life's like Canadian football.
And here's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update.
And the hope that Canadian squads can do what the Olympic squads did not do back in the Milan Olympics. The Montreal Canadiens win last night, eliminate the Buffalo Sabres 3-2 in overtime on an Alex Newhook goal. They advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals to go up against the Carolina Hurricanes. In NBA action, the first round of the Western Conference Finals started, and it was a dominant performance by Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs that took Game 1 in Oklahoma City, double overtime game. Final score 122-115. In the PWHL, it'll certainly be a Canadian squad lifting the Walter Cup, and today it'll mean there's a Game 4 tomorrow because the Ottawa Charge, after not scoring for the first 55 minutes, scored twice in the final 5, and they defeat the Montreal Victoire 2-1 final there. In Major League Baseball action yesterday, the Toronto Blue Jays squander a lead to the New York Yankees, can't come back and win. Yankees take it 7-6 down in the Bronx. Cleveland defeats Detroit in the Motor City 8-2. Tampa Bay all over the Orioles, beat them by double digits 16-6. The Phillies to bottom of the 8th runs get that's a home victory against the Reds, 5-4 final there. Miami shuts out Atlanta 12-0. New York decides to score 10 runs in the top of the 12th inning. They defeat the Washington Nationals 16-7. It was the Red Sox over the Royals in Kansas City, 3-1 final there. Twins double up the Houston Astros 6-3. Milwaukee with a 9-3 W over the Chicago Cubs. Colorado holds off a late inning charge by the Rangers, 7-6 victory for the Rockies. JT Ginn of the Athletics takes a no-hitter into the bottom of the 9th, up by 1, faces 2 batters, and manages to lose 2-1 to the Los Angeles Angels thanks to a Zach Anito walk-off home run. The San Diego Padres, they score 1 run on the 10th pitch of the game in the bottom of the 1st, and that 1 run holds as they shut out the Dodgers. 1-0 final at Petco. The Diamondbacks all over the Giants, 12-2 final there, and it was the Seattle Mariners with a 6-1 victory over the Chicago White Sox up in the Pacific Northwest.
And that's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update. Please be sure to check out Brian's show on Mondays at 8:30 a.m. for more sports commentary.
Hi, I'm Cheryl with Just by Nature, and you're listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick.
And now for what's happening in your community. Join the Sackville RCMP to celebrate Police Week with a barbecue. Visitors can also expect a bike rodeo, bubbles, chalk art, and vehicle demonstrations. Please note that a helmet is required for the bike rodeo. You can find the celebration on Friday, May 15th from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at 31A Main Street, Sackville, specifically in the back parking lot. Hydra and Riptide Dragon Boats presents their 2026 Adult Prom, featuring beverage tasting from local breweries, wineries, and distilleries. You can expect a catered dinner, dancing, prizes, a silent auction, and more as the event kicks off on Saturday, May 23rd. The doors open at 7 p.m. in the Tantramar Regional High School foyer. Tickets are now on sale. The event is 19 and up. Make Something Sunday is a monthly program that introduces new materials and ways of making art through informal hands-on workshops for kids 12 and under and their grown-ups. In this session, kids can create their own pocket-sized sketchbook, decorate the cover with washi tape and collage, and pick up a sketching pencil to go with it, making it a fun little kit they can use to draw wherever they go. Join us on Sunday, May 24th at Owens Art Gallery on 61 York Street in Sackville from 2 to 4 p.m. Drop in for half an hour or stay for 2. No booking is required, and this program is offered free of charge. This May, buy tickets for the 2026 ballet production of Alice, A Dance Tale, hosted by the Academy of Classic Ballet and Modern Dances in Sackville. You won't want to miss this. It'll be showing at the Marjorie Young Bell Convocation Hall on May 29th at 6 p.m. and May 30th at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. You can find tickets online through the Academy's Eventbrite page. They can be bought at the door on show days as well. And that is Alice, A Dance Tale. And that's what's happening in your community.
And that was your CHMA news. Please visit www.chmafm.com for more news and to sign up for our email newsletter. Funding is provided by our monthly sustainers, the Community Radio Fund of Canada, and the Municipality of Tantramar's Community Development Grant. If you have a story idea or would like to include an announcement, please write us at news@chmafm.com.
Hello, folks. This is Wilson Moore, the host of the Bluegrass Jam, one of the longest-running programs on the Voice of the Marshes, CHMA FM 106.9. The Bluegrass Jam is a program of bluegrass, old-time music, and news that was first aired on CHMA in 1989. Our faithful listeners know there is no better way to start your Sunday morning at 8 a.m. than to tune in to the Bluegrass Jam. Don't forget, folks, country rocks, but bluegrass rules.
Hello, everyone. You are listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick, Voice of the Marshes. I'm Maya Noel, and this is the Late Morning Show. Today is Tuesday, May 19th. I hope you're having a wonderful morning and you're excited to listen to some music, because that's what I have coming up for you. First up, we have Anais Cardo with Second Hand, and then we have Arabasca with Kundela Mawedi. Enjoy.
Guess we're finding a new way to succumb. I'm still waiting for this day to come. You're a poet and you're rage from young. You never have the words to say, I'm so numb. Here's a paper that you torn, 'cause it's over for my doors. Same thing as before, only deny you, 'cause it's me who has the flaws. Would you grab me in your arms? Guess we'll never know.
You just heard Athabasca with Kundela Mawedi on CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick, Voice of the Marshes. I'm Maya Noel, and you are listening to the Late Morning Show. And we also heard Second Hand by Anais Cardo. Next up, we have Old Man Canyon with 24 Hours a Day, and then Love Spells with their song Crutch. Let's get into it.